We're live. What's going on, guys? How we doing today? Today is January the 16th on a Thursday. A nice action-packed 13-game card for us on the NHL, guys. It took me a while, but almost every team's going today, and we're ready to fire. Coming off another just 0.05 units there for the Clients last night. Overall, though, we're still up, I believe, 5 units. I have it all documented down below, guys. 5 units in NHL, and I believe, 4 units in NHL and 6 units in NHL. So we're doing pretty well there, guys. Still in the month, still up money there. Like I said, there's a lot of games going on today. I got 4 client picks I've already sent out, all almost plus money. And we got 5 free plays for you guys on this massive 13-game NHL card. Let's get right into it, guys. First game on the docket here is going to be your Pittsburgh Penguins and your Boston Bruins. I'm thinking Murray's going to go here. I didn't see any confirmation yet on this, but Murray, he is 2-0 on the road. This is going to be a client play on the total. Going to Boston's goalie, Halak. He is going to be going for Boston. Rask is out. They've called up Vlader, which I'm surprised they didn't call up Legacy. But anyway, Halak's going to be going. He's 1 of 3 in January, guys. It's going to be his 3rd start. Looking at the side, I would have to lean with Pittsburgh here, guys. I don't like what I'm seeing from Boston. I keep thinking they're going to win a game. We're going to come back from this abyss they've been in, but they don't. Pittsburgh here, they're 3 of 4 in the power play, 1 of 4 in the PK. Same with Boston. So both teams are scoring. It's going to be the first game back here too for Boston from a long road trip where they went 1-2. They're 2-2 to the over/under. Pittsburgh's 4-0 to the over as well, and they're 4-0 too during that trip, that long road trip they had. Pittsburgh, I think, is very live, guys. I don't have it written down here. I had the client play. I've already sent to it on the total. But yeah, money line, looking at it, plus 110, 105. I'd look at Pittsburgh, guys, especially if Murray goes. I think Murray's very capable of not winning this game, but playing solid enough. Like I said, he's 2-0 on the road in January. Pittsburgh's rolling. I got to look at Pittsburgh here. I like my total play even better, though, guys. Going on the next matchup here. It's going on viral. I appreciate all the support, guys. Let's get right into the next one here. Calgary and Toronto. Another client play here on the side. I thought Talbot was going to go, but it looks like Rittich is going to be in net here, guys. He's getting the nod after being the All-Star. He got the All-Star call up as well due to Kemper's injury. Rittich is going to be an All-Star, so you got to think, being an all-star, you don't want to put up a dud and get your ass kicked by the Leafs. I got to look at an under here, guys. 3 of 4 to the unders for Calgary. Toronto, they have trended to an over, 4 of 4 of the last 4. Anderson's been pulled too. 2 of his last 4 games, Andy's been pulled. I expect him to have a much better game. Sandin, he is one of their better defensemen that they are replacing with Riley and Muzzin out. They also have Mikheyev and Moore out as well. Carolina's healthy. Toronto, they're very up and down, guys. I hate Barry. This Barry acquisition is just awful. Quit hockey, Barry. You're awful, bud. I'm just not a fan of the guy. Looking at the total, though, I think it's going to be an under game here, guys. Andy's they have to play a much better defensive game here. I know we've been saying that. It's hard to trust Toronto on the unders, but at 6.5, let me just bring up the total here, guys. But at 6.5, all Toronto games have gone over. I just expect just a position with Rittich being an all-star, Anderson being pulled 2 of his last 4 games. I don't think this game's going over, guys. I really don't. What are we looking at here? Toronto, Calgary, 6.5 plus money. I would look at the under, to be honest. I just think the situation is good for the goalies. The defense, though, for Toronto, as you know, has been shit. The PK for Calgary is also 4 of 4, so they do have a really good penalty kill right now. Calgary, Toronto 1 of 4. Both teams are 2 of 4. The power play the last 4, so I like the under there, guys. I'm going to roll with that one. Moving on to the next game here, LA Kings, Florida Panthers. Campbell's going to be going for the Kings. It's not going to be quick. It's going to be Campbell. And I like this one almost enough to give it out as a free play. It's not official, but I think the under here as well, guys, 6.5. Campbell and Drager for Florida. Listen to the stat for the penalty kills. Both teams are 3 of 4 in the PK of late. 2 of 4 in the power play each team. It's going to be a dad's trip as well for the Kings guys. So the Kings, they're going to want to fight here. They have their better goalie here going with Campbell. They're 2 of 4 in the over-unders, 1 of 2 on this road trip. Also, it's the last game of the road trip for the Kings I have here. They're 2 of 3 to the over during that road trip. So the big question is going to be Drager. He didn't have a bad start by any means against Toronto, the last one there. It's going to be the last game of a 4-game homestand for the Panthers, where they're 2-1. Last 3 have gone over. I just think this one might go under here, guys, just with your 2 goalies, with Campbell and Drager. Both, Drager was an AHL goalie, but Campbell, I've watched this guy play. He can steal a game for a team. I wouldn't be surprised if the Kings did beat the Panthers here, guys. I know I was on the Kings I wasn't on them, but I recommended them against Tampa last game, and they almost did beat Tampa Bay. I think it very well could go under with Campbell here, guys, and I wouldn't be surprised if, let's see what the line is here on the Kings, because I think the Kings, I think they could be live here. Let's just take a look. Money lines. Yeah, what else do I have here? Campbell's 1 of 2 in January, but he is 2-0 on the road in January, so he has lost those games. He's lost 2 games, but they have gone under. He's a really good goalie, guys. I've watched him crease to crease, post to post. I'm a fan of this Campbell guy. Let's see what we got the line at. Yeah, LA's plus 160. I see here at 5 dimes. I'd have to look at the plus money there, guys, on the Kings, to be honest. LA Kings plus 160. Stronger feel, though, on the total. I think this does go under, though, guys. Drager has been playing very good hockey. AHL goalie wants to prove he's worth his while, especially with Montembeault. Monty's been called up as well, so there's a battle for the second spot. For sure, there's a battle. I think the under 6.5 here is pretty live, guys. On to the next matchup here. Ovechkin over 3.5 shots on goal, maybe. We're looking at the Washington game. Yeah, Washington game against. Yeah, I'll jump to that really quickly for you, Viral. The Devils here, they're not a team I want to back without Blackwood and Palmieri. Domingue's going to be going in net after being pulled against Toronto. Second game of a 4-game road trip here. Blackwood and Palmieri could return fairly soon. With that being said, though, looking at Ovi there, what do I have here? Last game before a 2-game road trip for Washington. They lost the last game too, 5-1 against these Devils at home. So this is a perfect rematch spot, in my opinion. I have the free play on Washington there. I know I'm kind of jumping out of spot here, but go looking at this Washington game, guys, because Viral was asking. Washington on the puck line is a free play. I wouldn't shy away from thinking Ovi gets over 3.5 shots on goal. Devils D. See if I have any injuries for the Devils. Palmieri, Street, Blackwood. They don't have really any D issues. With that being said, Backstrom was just re-signed too. Samsonov's going to be going in net. I really like the fact Samsonov's going. I expect the Devils to have a tough time scoring tonight. But yeah, over 3.5 on Ovi. Yeah, exactly, Viral. I think Washington is definitely live there, and even a goal from Ovi, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets one on the power play. They're 2 of 4 on the power play, and New Jersey Devils are only 1 of 4 in the penalty kill, so that's not a good stat. You don't want to have a shitty PK going up against Washington at home, so definitely looking at Washington there. On to the next one here, though, guys. Still at 7 o'clock p.m., looking at the New York Rangers and the New York Islanders. Gorgiev and Varlamov. It's only Gorgiev's second start here because of Shesterkin and Lundqvist. Sheshi had 2 starts. Lundqvist had a couple. So they've been really bouncing back and forth. No goalie's tired by any means. Nothing but offense from this New York Rangers team I have down. It's going to be a rematch from Monday night 6-2 win the Rangers had. Same goalies, too. You're having the same goalies going in net here. I think the under here, guys, 6 plus 102. I know it's been over City, but he got pulled his last start, Varlamov. I expect him to have a much better performance, even though the Islanders PK, guys, is not the greatest by any means. It's 1 of 4 of late, and the Rangers are 3 of 4 in the power play. So that's not a recipe for that's not a strong feel for an under when you have a team that's scoring the power play and the other team's allowing. Though it is the Islanders who play one of the strongest defensive styles in the league. The form is not the best. I have the Rangers down here to be live at plus 140. just value of the line, guys. I think this should be like a 115, 135 line, not like a 140 minus 160 for the Islanders. So inconsistent goals too. One night the Islanders will score 5-6 goals. The next night they'll score 1 or 2. It's very tough to gauge this team right now. Second game of a 3-game homestand for the Islanders. So like I said, it's a rematch from that loss. I think the under is still live. But at plus 140, I think the Rangers are too there, guys. So it's Georgiev and Varlamov. I like Georgiev's form a lot better than Varlamov at the moment. If you had the defense for the Islanders on the Rangers, that would be an easy Rangers play, in my opinion. It's just the defense for the Rangers. They can score. But, yeah, I think the Rangers are live in the under, guys, in that matchup. Moving on to the next game here, Montreal, Philadelphia, Price and Leon. So Leon, guys, coming up from Lehigh Valley Phantoms. This guy, him and Berube have been starting. Leon's been getting more starts. The team just can't score, and the Phantoms, he's going to be on Philly, who can score a lot more, coming off of a back-to-back where they beat up on St. Louis late. It's going to be tough here because Montreal, I think the under could be live, guys, just because it's a back-to-back here for Philadelphia for sure. What's going on, dear Slayer? How you doing, buddy? Montreal here. Let me just check the Excel. I don't have this down, but I believe it's a back-to-back for Montreal, eh, guys? Yeah, they played the Blackhawks last night, so it's a back-to-back for both. You know what? This under Leon, he's not, like I said, he had shitty offense in the American Hockey League team. He's gonna have a better offensive team. He's going up against a Montreal team as well. That's almost like an AHL team, really. They're losing Gallagher. They don't have a lot of offense. Montreal is only 1 of 4 in their power play too. Both teams are 2 of 4 in the PK. I have a client play on the side here, guys. But looking at the total, I think the under. It's going to be the 6 of 7 home games here for Philadelphia. So they're on a big homestand right now. They're 3 of 4 during that, 2 of 4 to the over-under. Big stat here I found, guys, though. Philly's 16-6 right now versus non-playoff teams. So, you know, they've been beating up on these weaker teams, but that's not with an AHL goalie in that. So I think the under here, guys, could very well be live. Let me just pull it up here. If anyone in the chat has the under, Montreal, if it's a 6 at like plus money, I would definitely be on this under here, guys. More I talk this out with you, I think so. Where do you make more money right now? There, Steve from Pick City, guys. Check him out there. A lot of great stuff going on. But anyway, AHL, NHL, it's back and forth really. AHL has been saving the bacon this week, but I think slightly AHL has been a little higher, a little bit more profitable. But either or, it's been we're plus money in both sports. So gotta love that right now, guys. Going back to this total here. Minus 110, I still would be on an under there, guys, in the Montreal-Philly game. I think Leon can hold his own because it is Montreal. They're on a back-to-back. They don't have their key guys still in. Philly here is also on a back-to-back where they went all the way to, I believe it was in a shootout. It might have been overtime. 6 minus 115. Yeah, I said, what do I got this? 110, 5 dimes there I saw. But, yeah, even minus 115. Under anything minus 120, dear Slayer, I think so. Both teams' PKs aren't that bad. The power plays aren't scoring by any means. It's a back-to-back, tired legs late. Price is fresh, too. Yeah, guys, this under looks juicy. Price is fresh, too. Leon's going for his first game. They won't have much of a read on him. Yeah, I think the under 6 is live. I'm going to add that as a free play. I like it that much. Montreal, Philly. To the under 6 minus 110. I saw 5 dimes. All right, let's move on to the next game here, guys. This is going to be the last game of the 7 o'clock matchups. Carolina, Columbus. I'm seeing Peter Mrazek and Elvis Merzlikins going. I was saying on Jimmy the Bag Show on SBR, Merzlikins, Columbus's coach right now, goalie coach, is Jim Corsi, the guy who came up with the Corsi stat. Italian fella there. He was the goalie coach too. My old man was telling me with Hasek, Dominic Hasek. So this guy has been around the top goalies. As you can see, Merzlikins is playing like a Hasek right now. He's playing unbelievable. So I have a pretty strong feel for this one here. I don't even have it as a client play. I like to give this one as a free play for you guys. Under even at 5.5, minus 120. Mrazek, they're playing to the unders right now. Carolina, what do I have here? 4 or 5 to the unders. They're 0-4 on the power play. Both teams are 3 or 4 on the PK. Only issue would be maybe is Columbus is 3 or 4 on the power play. But this is only the second game, guys, on the road for Carolina in their next 14. They have a crazy 5 and 7 home game stand. They just had a 7 home game stand. Now they have a 2-game road trip. Then they have another 5-game home stand, which is pretty crazy. So this is, I think Carolina is alive at minus 127. I don't love the line. But Justin Williams is going to be back in addition, coming out of retirement. Was with the team for a long time. So I think Carolina can win this game, like a 2-1 overtime 3-2 kind of game. This game could go to overtime. But I think the under, I have it down as a free play for you guys. Carolina Columbus, under 5.5, minus 125. I like that one. Let's go on to the 7:30 matchup here, guys. This is my this is my last client play on the docket here. Vegas, Ottawa. Fleury hasn't been playing good hockey, as you guys know. He's allowed 4-3, 4-4 in his last 4 games. Anderson's finally going to be going. About time they got Hogberg out of there. Send him back to Belleville. Nielsen will be back soon, guys, so they'll have their normal goalies back here. Ottawa. Vegas, though, they're 0-4 in the PK. Ottawa's only 1-4 in the power play, though. Let's see. Life without Gallant. This is going to be their first game. It's, you never want to go against a team, in my opinion, after they fired their coach. You almost feel like maybe it was their fault. So Vegas should come out with a very strong performance here. Let's see. They haven't held a team to under 3 goals in January, so that's not a good stat. They've been heavy overtraining teams. It's going to be DeBoer's first game. He's been a solid coach from what he's done in San Jose and I think it was New Jersey. So 7-7 to the overs, but I think Vegas is they're live, but at the line at minus 181, that's really high, guys. Yeah, this is going to be a good matchup here. But I think Vegas on the money line, regulation, because money line's minus 181. You'd have to look regulation in that game, but I do think Vegas can hold up. No injuries really for either team. Glass is out for Vegas. Paul and Nielsen. Paul's more of an AHL guy anyway, so yeah, and sorry, the Columbus game, guys, Atkinson will be back. Yeah, that eventually will help their offense. The way this Carolina team plays, they're 100% healthy too. They've made some line changes too. I know Carolina coach Brendan Moore's changed up where Aho is, so I think the under is still very live there. But the Vegas-Ottawa game, guys, I have a client play on the total. Looking at the side, I think Vegas is still live here. I don't think Ottawa's not going to get this win against a team that just fired their head coach. You kidding me? So it's going to be Mark Stone's first return back to Ottawa, I believe, or not first, but he's going back to Ottawa where that was his home, his team for a long time. So should be a good game. I think Vegas is live here, regulation, guys. Client play on the total. Next matchup here, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Anaheim Ducks versus your Nashville Predators. Miller, I expect Miller to go, guys. This is one of the worst teams I have right now, especially with a lot of their forwards out. They have Jones, Silverberg, Ritchie, and Grant out. But I just found out, guys, that Grant and Silverberg could possibly be back. So that's going to boost their offense considerably. Can't say that. Yeah, that's going to help their offense, but still, they don't have a number 1 goalie. It's their third road game of 5 in a row here. It's going to be their third road game of 5. Nashville, 1-4 in the power play, 1-4 in the PK. Both teams are only 1-4 in the penalty kill. I'd have to probably look over here, but I have a free play for you on Nashville regulation, minus 125 Heritage. I think Saros should be going. The better goalie of the two. Call up Grosnick here. Send Rene out. I think his time's up. But anyway, 4 deep lines here, much deeper than Anaheim. Should prove just too much for them. 3 or 4 to the over as well. Nashville guys. And they're also getting back. Nashville's getting back, guys, Fabro. That's a key defensive player, but he can also push the offense as well. I know that for a fact. So Nashville regulation, I think, is quite live, along with the over. If it's a 6.5, that doesn't. I wouldn't be on this, guys. But that's see 6+ money. Anaheim, Nashville. I would be on the over. Plus 103. That's at Pinnacle. Yeah, spread money. Let's go. Let's see. That's money. That looks pretty easy. I agree, Viral. Saros going. Yeah, I like this. Especially from all the stats. You break it down, you got to trust your capping, right? And I would trust that one there, buddy. Moving on to the next game here. Let's flip the page. Going to Tampa Bay, Minnesota. Vasilevsky and Stalock. I always butcher his name. Stalock, though, is just god-awful, though. They got to find the lock on this guy because he can't get a win. He's 0-2 right now in January, guys. Both games going over. Tampa Bay here coming off only one loss in January. They bounced back with a win against the LA Kings. This is their first game of a 6-game road trip, 3 of 4 to the under as well. The money line's minus 144 in Tampa. Minnesota here, they had a tasty pregame meal, guys. You should see the beat writer. They had some type of chicken, pork, carnitas, tacos there. So they're feeling pretty good. You can't say you don't feel good after eating a chicken pork taco. So it's gonna be their first game of a 7-game homestand here for Minnesota. 2 of 4 over unders. So it's been a split. I think the under here is 6.5 though. I think this will be more of a defensive game. It's tough for me to say that with Stalock. Minnesota's 0-4 in the PK. No. I'd have to look Tampa Bay if anything. I'm gonna scratch that one out, guys. Tampa Bay's 0-4 in the power play, but Minnesota's 0-4 in the PK. I expect Tampa's power play to bounce back before Minnesota's penalty kill does. Tampa Bay's also 3-4 in the penalty kill. It's the first game of a 6-game road trip. I wouldn't be on the over. I'd like the under, but you know what? I think Tampa. I don't love this one. It's a tough game here, guys. You know that those chicken pork tacos. You don't mess around with a team that eats chicken pork tacos. You know those carnitas. I think the under 6.5. I've capped under 6.5, guys, as a free play. I might not put that up though. Still uncertain. And Tampa Bay on the money line, it's minus 144. I don't love that, but I wouldn't be looking Minnesota here. Next game here, we're looking at Buffalo, Dallas. Your Sabres versus your Dallas Stars. I believe this game goes off at 8:30. Dallas is going to be dressing 12 forward, 7D. So they're more D oriented for this game, and you have to be against a Dallas team. Not so much you have to be because Dallas, they do trend more to the unders. But anyway, let me keep going here. Up and down team with Buffalo here, guys. Allmark starting. It's going to be a 6 start in January. They don't have a backup, so Allmark's all they got. If you start seeing this team trending in the wrong direction, fade them. But right now, they're not playing bad hockey. They're 3 of 4 in the power play, 2 of 4 in the PK. They're coming off 2 wins against Detroit and Vegas, though. Nice win against Vegas. And they're 4 of 4 to the over. The power play is starting to heat up as well. I think at 5.5, guys, at plus money, I think the over here in Buffalo, Dallas. Bishop's going, but I found out that Khudobin's sick. They don't have much of a backup here at all. So if Bishop gets hurt or anything happens to Bishop, guys, they don't have much of a backup at all by any means. They'll have to throw in Khudobin, who's sick. They haven't called up Ointinger from Texas, the Texas Stars. So I think the over could be live. And also Buffalo on the free play here, guys. Plus 180, that line's off. That line's off. I know Dallas is 4-4 on the power play and 4-4 on the PK. That's a great stat. Yeah. It's going to be their first game after a nice